I'm Alex.
And I'm JT, and we're here to talk about the game of the weekend.
Liverpool, Tottenham. All right. To start us off,
we got to talk about how good Sadio Mane
is a beast.
Yeah.
He is incredible.
That Liverpool team was terrible without him, and now they're starting to return to form after African Cup of Nations.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be right back where they were before they went on their 8-game losing streak.
Oh, yeah, it was quite bad.
But 2-0, Sadio Mane, brilliant. The Liverpool press completely destroyed Tottenham in the first 30 minutes of the game before the game kind of died out in the second half. Mane created the second goal and scored the first one with a beautiful pass from Ronaldo. I mean, just completes the domination that Jurgen Klopp has had over Mauricio Pochettino.
We can't credit the entire game to Sadio Mane's brilliance, though. Tottenham's defense was awful, and their midfield and defense left so many gaps all over the place. The first goal was created because of a very poor step up by one of their defenders.
Ben Davies was just absolutely terrible.
Yes.
He finally got his act together in the second half, but for that first half, Sadio Mane just completely controlled him and controlled the game because of it.
Yeah. He just got in their heads, worked them around, created as much space and gaps in their back line as he could, and
Of course, the second goal wasn't really Ben Davies' fault. It was Eric Dyer because he just didn't see Mane coming. Just took the ball right off him. Was straight in on goal, passed it across. Hugo Lloris made two brilliant saves, but it keeps on falling back to Liverpool players until Mane slots it at home.
Yeah, Eric Dyer, huge mistake on his part. You need to have that awareness. You need to play way quicker than that. You cannot let that happen.
You got to think that he's still used to being that defensive midfielder, and he's got one guy behind him, and doesn't think too much of turning the ball over. He's got to get in that mindset. He's the last guy. He's got to make sure he keeps hold of the ball.
All right, moving on. PSG Barcelona. Your prediction?
I'm going to have to go with Barcelona here. 2-0 with Suarez and Messi picking up a goal. I mean, Neymar has been in great form, and their midfield isn't nearly as good as it's been in the past, but Barca still has just so much more quality than PSG does in their team. You got to stick with them.
I'm going to go with PSG on this game, winning 2-1. I think Suarez scores a goal for Barcelona, and I think Draxler and Cavani score a goal for PSG, both of which have been in great form. And it's a home game for PSG. I see Barcelona winning in the second leg. I don't see PSG moving on, but I think PSG can pull out a win in this home game.
Especially if Draxler keeps on playing like he has. He's looking like the signing of January transfer window, without a doubt.
Yes.
I mean, without him, they're not even close to where they are in the league. They're what, second, third right now?
Second right now.
Second, but they were third or fourth before they picked him up. He's been brilliant. Got him a couple of points already in the league. He's looked like an amazing signing. Really wish my boys could have picked him up, but guess not.
Arsenal. All right. Also, some injuries during for the game. Mascherano is out for injury. Gerard Piqué, Arda Turan, and Rafinha are also injured. Verratti, who was injured before, looks to be available for PSG, which is very good for them, which is another reason why I think they'll be able to pull out a win in their home game. So, yeah.
Now we move on to the more important game, obviously, Arsenal versus Bayern. At Bayern, it's the first time in their multiple meetings that Arsenal get to play the home leg second because they can finish top of their group. What do you think?
I think Bayern wins. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I think Bayern wins.
What do you think of the score?
I think 2-1 to Bayern. I think there's a goal from Lewin in the first half. I think Costa scores in the second half. I do think Giroud gets a nice goal in the 80th minute like he loves to do, but I don't think Arsenal have what it takes to beat Bayern.
Yeah. I personally think Arsenal are going to pull out a draw here and win it at the second leg, but it all depends on whether or not Arsenal's front four shows up.
Yeah.
Ozil is notorious for not showing up in big games recently, and Sanchez has disappeared at times as well. We need both of them to show up and play big in order to get any result from this. But also we need the other two attackers, the wide players in that formation, whether it be Welbeck, Iwobi, or Oxlade-Chamberlain, to form and come up big. Even Walcott. He'll go and score a hat trick in the FA Cup against Southampton, wasn't it, right? And then he'll disappear for games at a time. We need him to have that consistent form and come up big. Because when Walcott's playing well, this whole entire Arsenal team will play brilliantly. Frees up space for Sanchez in the middle and allows Ozil to spread out and pass the ball around like we know he can. It all depends on whether or not the attack shows up for Arsenal. Because their defense has been fantastic for most of the season.
Yeah, I think Bayern's win says nothing about what Arsenal are capable of. I just think that they don't have the consistency that they need to be able to pull out a win. For the Real Napoli game, I think Real pulls out a 1-0 win over Napoli. Normally, I would have predicted a higher score for Real, but I think Napoli have been in great form recently. Amazing, especially with Mertens. Oh my goodness, he's a great player.
Yeah. See, whereas you're predicting a smaller score with only 1-0, I think Napoli's just got too much attacking brilliance to only be held to shutout. So I think it's got to be 4-2 Napoli. I think Mertens and Hamsik, they're both in brilliant form. They're going to have to come up huge, but I think that they can.
I think Hamsik has been in great form too. I think Napoli are an amazing side, but Real Madrid have also been in incredible form. I don't see Napoli pulling out a win over them. And I see Kroos scoring. Or not scoring, being our key player.
Yeah, but Mertens and Hamsik, I think they're in too much form to be stopped right now.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on to the other big Champions League game, Dortmund versus
Benfica. All right. I think Dortmund wins this game. Benfica have been in a great form recently too. I think they've been amazing. What's their player's name? Jonas?
Yeah.
He has been incredible. He's been very good for them recently.
They lost Gonçalo Guedes to PSG in the window, which is a huge blow. But Jonas still, I think he's going to be able to pull out at least a result for Benfica in this game. Whether they win or get a draw, I think that they can nick one, but I think Dortmund wins in the second leg.
Yeah, I think Benfica pulls out one goal with Jonas, but I don't think they have what it takes to be a seasoned side like Dortmund with all their amazing depth and young talent. I don't think they have what it takes.
I think the pressing game will eventually pull out a result and Dortmund will move on. But I think Benfica will give them a scare in the first leg and pull out a win 2-1 with Jonas getting a brace.
I can see your side, but I think Dortmund has too much depth, too much talent. I don't think they lose to Benfica, or even tie for that matter. That concludes our segment of the KickAround.
Come back next week and we'll preview more games for the next weekend and show you what our game of the weekend result was.